All right. From here on out, we're menu simming. I'm very well tempted to just start trading away people now. But we did have a pretty damn good second half to the season last year. But, yeah, this team is too good to be playing this poorly. This team is too good to be playing this poorly. We'll see if they can turn it around. If they don't, we blow it up at the deadline. You know how it works. You know how it works at this point. All right. Whoops, I'm going to back out there. We shall sim. Coco, what's going on, buddy? I'm doing good. This team is doing terribly. It's the best way to sum it up. I'm doing well. This team is tragic no matter what we do with them. Daniel Falele. Let's make you a little bit better, even though you're a depth option. Unless somebody got hurt, in which you're not a depth option, in which case, oof. Austin Norris. Up to an 83 overall and 84 with the boost. One hell of a player, one hell of a schnoz. We knew he'd be a stud tight end, and he is. Alright, we lost against Jacksonville in week 1. Let's sim this bad boy. If we fall to 0-4, then we have a severe problem. We are 0-4. We are 0-4 on the season. Coco, we consistently knock the draft out of the park. Unfortunately, it hasn't mattered. At least not yet. Well, what week is trade deadline? Week 8. Week 8. It doesn't do a good job at telling you. So, but it is week 8. Alright. The O-line's strong, man. The O-line's very strong. The regression trade is not off, which is why I'm worried. Josh Owens, up to a 73. Still don't know his dev trait. Fullback, Kevin Hawley. Gets a little bit better. Still looking like Mac from It's Always Sunny. Rashard Randolph. I mean, an actual trade deadline system would be nice. There's a lot that the EA franchise modes can learn from one another. Let's see, Rayshon Justice at corner getting a little bit better. So honestly, right now, what I'm debating is firing Kevin Stefanski. But it depends on whether or not there's someone else out there who's half decent. If not, we keep him because he does have the 6 points. Or the 6 training slots available to us right now, which is pretty valuable. Let me take a look. I don't think I'm allowed to look at... Yeah, I'm not allowed to look at free agent coaches. We'd have to fire him. We'll leave him for now. But as it stands in the offseason, he's getting fired. 0-4 is all I need to see. We're off to the trade center. Hyperproton, by the way. Thank you for the follow. I missed that one. So, obviously, quarterback, we're not going to worry about anything. Right now, we're projected to have 2 of the top 4 picks. LOL. Devlin stays for now. He's only 22. Let him work out the kinks. Pierce obviously stays because Cam Akers is hurt. Calvin Ridley can stay. I think we can trade him. Actually, you know what we really need to do is see whose contracts are up. We do know of one dude whose contract is up. And that is our edge rusher, John Grenard. And he's going to go. Because we have someone on the practice squad who can easily replace him. So, 6th round pick, Darrell Henderson. To be honest, that might not be that bad while Cam Akers is out. Obviously, I try to prioritize draft picks over anything else because we don't want to get stuck with a contract that I don't actually like. Someone like Diego Escobar might not be that bad. Jameson Williams is obviously solid. I also don't like taking a lot of teams' top prospects away from them via trade. It's not my favorite thing to do. All right, gonna be honest. I think we're gonna take that Bills offer. We are gonna take Darrell Henderson and a 6th round pick for the edge, John Greenard, because we can use another running back right now. So we'll go with that. Let's see how rough this Henderson deal is. It's not that bad. He's fine. He's fine. We had an extra roster spot anyway. What is his contract? Normally I'd look before I trade for it, but he's on the last year of his deal too, so perfect. He's the perfect filler player for the rest of the year. It's not bad. Let's go double check other contracts real quick. Let's see what we can do. And again, it always shows relocation. We're never moving this team. So Henderson, you'll obviously be gone at the end of the year. Could flip him, but honestly, I need him, so we won't. Harrison Smith was a mentor. He can go. Matt Filer, same thing. Jaquiski Tart. Right now, it's looking like it's just going to be all the mentors that we brought in for the season, who I'll be telling, yeah, you're gone. And we might end up bringing some of them back in free agency next year. But right now, we have no reason to commit any money to signing them. But they will still stay on this team because they do have the mentor role. Rayshon Justice, that young corner, star dev, no interest in re-signing, which I don't like. I'm going to give him a very player-friendly deal to hopefully get him to stay. And he did. I mean, very player-friendly for him is still cheap, and we'll see if he can develop. Who else do we got? Jonathan Hankins was a tack on. Cornelius Lucas. Chris Hubbard. Jamie Collins. It's all the mentors that we bring in every single year. Alex Okafor, Brett Jones, Pernell McPhee. And then, let's see, some Matt Hennessy. Desmond King we know is gone. Hennessy we could re-sign. So here, let's take inventory of who might be gone. Hennessy is a question mark. King is definitely about to get traded. Damian Pierce wants to come back, which is interesting because Cam Akers, what do we do with him? Gillikin's up. Kenyon Green's deal is up. Jalen Petra, John Mechie. Mechie honestly is looking for too much damn money for a 75 rated. It's not going to get any better. So let's look first and foremost at our practice squad because we traded John Greenard. We have that young right edge that we just drafted that we put on the practice squad, Brendan Pleasant. And he will be signed and he will play the rest of the year now that that starter spot's open for him. At center, we do not have an elite option. Again, I am not changing player positions for that bit of extra challenge. Hennessy is the guy, unless we want to bank on there being somebody better in free agency. That's kind of the issue. But we do have at least 2 other dudes to trade. I think we'll probably keep Hennessy if we can negotiate a good contract with them. Let's go over to corners. We're going to look at moving Desmond King, and we'll just take the temporary hit at corner. Well, the problem is I can't really change my scouts' focus right now on the draft. Juwan Taylor, Teron Johnson. That deal makes no fucking sense. You know Teron gets paid way too much. Al-Shair, 6th and a 7th. Ideally, we'd get the best draft pick we possibly could. 5th round pick from the Eagles. I don't mind that. 5th round pick from the Giants, including a wide receiver. Honestly, all I care about is the pick. Yeah, all I care about is the pick. We are going to take that deal from the Eagles and bring back a guy whose name I won't even try to pronounce out of pure and proper respect, because there's no way I'd get it right. And then John Mechie. We can say goodbye to you as well, unfortunately. He just never really got that breakout moment. That's if there is a draft pick available. Again, or Hawks, excuse me. I used to own at Warrior Hawks. I literally just explained why I'm not taking the better players. I explained it numerous times. Looks like a 7th rounder is about the best we can get. We'll take that deal for the extra center, Evan Brown, in case we trade Hennessy. Make that deal with the Panthers. Alright. So that does bring us up to a roster of 53. Technically 54, I guess. It did say 53. Yeah, Evan Brown's a tack on. Is his deal up at the end of the year? Yes, it is, which is good. Yeah, without Mechie. There's this guy, Sean Craig, who we could just cut. Yeah. Okay. Oh, the deadline's week 8. We made the decision already to start shuffling around some deck chairs because it's not pretty. It has not been a pretty season whatsoever. So the Sean Craig guy we can cut without a penalty because we picked him up in the trade. We don't have to guarantee him anything. We can technically run 5 receivers for the moment. At center, though, to be honest, Evan Brown. I have a center in the practice squad. Honestly, we're just going to immediately cut Evan Brown, too. Putting Akers on IR doesn't make sense. He's only got a few weeks left. Honestly, Daniel Falele could get dealt just to see if there's anything we could get for him. Honestly, I'm cool with just cutting a lot of the people that we acquired. It was pretty much just trade them for draft picks. Yes, we could have gotten more. Again, the AI are fucking terrible when it comes to trading, so I like to try to not rip them off. Alright, so I know we had a corner in the practice squad. At least I think we did. I lied. No, we didn't. It's okay. Miles Jack trade incoming. Potentially. I'm trying to decide if Hennessy is worth keeping right now. He's the last player to negotiate with for the moment. Oh, how much money do you want? What's the cap hit? 7 mil as a cap hit honestly isn't that bad. It's just a matter of if we think there'll be somebody better out there in free agency. He is only an 80, though. Honestly, I don't like that. I'm not liking that cap hit for just an 80 overall. 7 mil isn't that bad, but it's not like he's elite or going to be an elite option. Not digging that. Not digging that at all. Mr. Sam Besser, thank you for the 36 months. Appreciate you. Alright. I think we have a general idea. General idea of what we're looking to do here. Does high player turnover affect interest? Not from what I've seen so far. If it does, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Matt Hennessy, what can I get for you? Honestly, I just don't want to pay you that amount of money. I do not want to pay you that amount of money. A 4th round pick in Cam Robinson at left tackle. For that reason, I'm definitely interested in the 4th round pick. I don't care about Van Jefferson. I don't even care about Oluokun. I want the best draft pick we can get. I want the best draft pick we can get. And it is going to be that 4th round pick. So we're going to move on from Matt Hennessy. Because I have a center on the practice squad. Cam Robinson gets paid a good amount. I can cut him for nothing. Yeah, he's under contract next year. I can cut him for nothing, and I will. So basically it was Matt Hennessy for a 4th round pick, which to be honest, based off of NFL trade standards, which are much different than, say, hockey, that's not the most unrealistic trade in the world. Yeah, Cam Robinson. Goodbye. Don't need you. Don't want you. Let's go sign that center from the practice squad. I lied. I don't have a center in the practice squad. Well, we'll go sign a free agent then. Or honestly, we just have Brett Jones be the center. At this point, who the hell cares? At this point, who the hell cares? I'm so, just so disappointed by this team that, like, on the fly, I'm trying to think of, like, okay, what are we doing here? You know? Like, what are we doing here? What is the best way to approach moving forward? And I don't necessarily have the answers. Like, I'm not going to get rid of Ridley yet. There's a lot of dudes that are going to get dealt, I think, sooner rather than later. We're just not quite there yet. I'd rather save it for the off-season. Rather save it for the off-season. But we do still have that extra right tackle. Daniel, who can I move you for? 7th round pick might be the best I can get. Yeah, 7th round pick might just be the best I can get. That rate, you might as well keep him. What a shit situation we're in. In Miles Jack, too, it's the same thing. Could just trade him next year, but move Slade up into the starting role. This has just been a super, super, super disappointing season. It's the only way to put it. The fact we're 0-4 is abysmal. It's absolutely abysmal. Alright. So really quickly. Another wide receiver wouldn't hurt. And we do have Rashad Steele, who is set up best for that situation. Gets an upgrade point, and well done. And we'll sign Rashad from the practice squad. Again, we could use an extra center, but we do have an extra right tackle who might get played there. Goodwin is currently hurt. They have an extra edge. They did. Rodney Corbett will sign him due to the injuries. Defensive tackle, we're okay. A linebacker, of course, is... I'm aware how rough the linebacker situation is. We do have the extra safety, so I don't feel the need for the extra corner. The good thing is, apparently Philadelphia is just as bad as we are. Danger, it's off, so we're okay. Let's keep menu simming at this point. We're already looking towards next year. As shitty as that is, we are already looking towards next year. Sucks. We lose to the Rams. We are 0-5. No doubt we're changing head coach next year too. No doubt about that. Stefanski is he's not cutting it. Stefanski is just not getting it done. His systems, with how good a talent we've had on this team too, for him to inherit that, he couldn't get it done. Lovie Smith couldn't get it done. So honestly, our owner funds keep kind of dropping a little bit more than want them to. That's a bit concerning. Jedrick Wills gets a little bit better. Is there a good quarterback? We can't change quarterbacks yet. It's too early to think about that. If there is a guy, though, I mean, who really forces the issue, then sure. But it can't be the primary focus. It can't be our primary scouting focus. We do have the upgrade point, though, for the talent tree upgrade that I was looking for, which was this, the strength rating for our defensive linemen. They all go up by 4, the weight room perk, so maybe that'll help a little bit. Have the Harvey Terry of quarterbacks, basically. And the last time we took a guy in the draft who we thought was can't miss, it was the linebacker who was very disappointing. Have you started selling yet? Yes. Yes, we have. All right, 1-4 San Fran, the Tank Bowl. We'll win this one, right? Yeah. 41-35. We won our first game of the year. We are 1-5 on the season. Another season to forget. Damian Pierce honestly wants a pretty cheap deal. We can give him that cheap deal. And he might even be our starter next year, I don't know. But he is a good 1-2 punch with Cam Akers, but you could argue... I mean, we don't know who our coach is going to be next year, so we might actually want 2 decent running backs. So Damian Pierce is sticking around with the team, which is nice. And then we also have Blake Gillikin, the punter. Which, to be honest, I mean, he was damn good for us and is still damn good for us. But if we can save a bit of money there, I'm going to do that. We are going to tell Blake Gillikin that we're planning on moving on from him. We'll see what happens in the near future. So the other moves there, we'll double check next week. But I believe those last 2 deals that were up are Jalen Petra and that left guard, Kenyon Green. We do have Terrell Williams to replace Kenyon Green, so I think Kenyon can get dealt. And then it's either Petra or John Johnson. And honestly, it's not like having John Johnson on this defense has been much better. So depending on what Petra wants, we might keep him. But I do think we have another move coming up here. I think we can move on from Kenyon Green, bring in that other left guard, and save that bit of money that we'd have to pay Kenyon. Question is, Jacoby Myers, 7th round pick. We're not getting anything draft pick wise, man. We might have to bring on one of the big names at this point and try to flip them. Bradley Bozeman we could bring back as the center. Honestly, we could bring back Bradley Bozeman for the year. We do kind of need a center, but we're not going to get a single offer. I know Claypool's out there, but we don't need him. Bozeman's the pick unless... And indeed, I was thinking about adding Falele already. Jarvis Landry, Cortland Sutton, which what the hell is that even going to do? It doesn't matter. Reed, Dotson, Leighton Vander Esch, but we're already good in terms of middle linebackers. Davian Clowney at his advanced age. Josh Myers in a 7th. We already have good safeties. I mean, Derek Sellers from the Rams, just to see how good he is, because we do need another corner. It's got to be that Sellers deal. So yeah, we'll take that deal from the Rams. We'll pick up Derek Sellers and a crap safety. We needed another corner after a prior trade anyway. So again, the trade deadline isn't until next week anyway. After trading one young left guard, we'll bring in the other that we just drafted, Terrell Williams, who's been on the practice squad for the season so far, just to make sure he could essentially get a focus. Again, Cam Akers is still hurt. We got our 6 wideouts. Left tackle, left guard. We still got our 1 center. Just kind of is what it is. Edge, we're looking okay. DT, we're looking okay, at least in terms of the amount of players, not necessarily how good the players are anymore. So Sellers is hurt, but he's 23 and an 82. Star Dev. Why the hell were they getting... Jesus, okay. I mean, I'll take this guy for dirt cheap. Got rid of 2 people we didn't need, and we brought in Derek Sellers for nothing, essentially. So, the Rams just did us a huge favor. And he's got an extra year on his deal. He doesn't have the lowest interest, but also not the highest. So that deal worked out tremendously, even though he's hurt. And it's safety, this random dude, he can be cut. So we don't need him. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Who the hell would have thought that that corner would have been that good? Definitely not me. Let's double check the depth chart because we've moved a lot of goddamn pieces all of a sudden. Running back wise, we want Pierce to be the starter over Henderson until Cam Akers is back. Wideouts, we want Josh to be our number 1 to get him to develop. We got Wills on the O-line, who will probably be traded in the offseason. We'll run with Brett Jones at center because who gives a shit at this point? This O-line has disappointed consistently. But we have definitely brought in a lot of the youth. Honestly, Deacon Slate's going to be the starter over Miles Jack. I think Miles will probably be dealt in the offseason too. Let's get Justice in over Williams. Honestly, Jalen Petra can come in over John Johnson as the starter at this rate, too. I don't care. I don't care. Like, there's just a lot of guys that I'd rather get rid of at the draft because we'll be able to bring in better draft pick options than mid-season. The AI really do not like trading mid-season in terms of moving draft picks. So, that's our approach at this stage. It's our approach. They'd much rather give up this solid young corner than get rid of a draft pick. So I think we're okay. Keep the training in the same spot, but it's fairly obvious. I'm not very good at hiding emotions. I'm frustrated by this team. Not in a fuck this game, I'm ready to quit kind of level of frustration, but it's just like, ah shit, this hasn't worked. It is more NHL-like in that it hasn't worked, and it's kind of shitty as to why. 'Cause it doesn't make sense that we'd be struggling this much, but it is what it is. John Johnson, go figure. I move you down the depth chart, and you immediately get an upgrade point. Go figure. Go figure. Easton Trout, our lovely kicker, gets a bit better. Just got to make him more accurate as best we can. Because he does have that 99 kick power. Shakir DiCarvalho, making better as a speed rusher. Caden, what's going on, buddy? I give it a 13 months. Appreciate you. How the heck are you? Dennis Brooks. Try to make you more well-rounded. Get those key stats up that you're kind of struggling at. A lot of our guys got better. Brendan Pleasant, we still won't know for sure how good he is. Rookie this year, who's now finally in a starting role, Josh Robinson. The other love of my life. Like, if this guy doesn't pan out, I'm going to cry. Terrell Williams, the left guard, who started the season on the practice squad. He's already got an upgrade point, which is beautiful. And Cam Akers, which we're going to have to make a decision on Cam Akers. Like, he's still young. He's really fucking good, but just do we want to pay that much money to a running back? I don't know if we do. Just don't know if we do. Because I think we're looking at another pretty subpar offseason again, because owner funds-wise, it's not nearly where we'd want it to be. Glover as well. What's going on, buddy? Thank you very much for the Prime sub. Still keeping up with your GTA adventures, I'm guessing? Alright, did we win this game? We did! We've won 2 games in a row. Make the team worse, start winning games. Love to see it. Love to see it. Love it! Let's see. We're projected to take a running back, 3rd overall. That'll be the day. What is this, 1999? But we do now have our national focus in terms of scouting. And it will be outside linebacker, not safety, which is perfect because you've seen our linebackers. We desperately need them. So it's good that that's a strength on a national level. So the good thing is we should be able to fill the needs we have for this year, and then we're immediately going to have needs next year when we get rid of these veterans who can't get it done. So that'll be fun. That'll be a good time. Laughs at Saquon Barkley. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So 2 wins in a row. We're up to 2-5 after a horrible, horrible start to this season. Paulie Devlin gets another upgrade point. Stays at an 80. But make him better as an improviser. Break sack, throw on the run, throw under pressure. Kind of crucial he got better at throw under pressure because, Jesus. He loves to throw the ball under pressure. So from what I can tell, trade-wise, we're set, we're fine. We'll handle more of our business. We'll handle more of our business in the off-season. Apparently I lost $8 million in revenue last week. Off of player bonuses, probably the dudes that we brought in via trade and then flipped, is my guess. I mean, it wasn't a home game either, so I'm going to guess those trades got a little bit pricey there too. So the goal now is to save up some money so we don't fucking sink this team. We play Denver. Can we make it 3 wins in a row? No, we cannot. Down to 2-6. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it again. The Eagles, we have their first round pick as well, so the worse Philly does, the better. Jalen Petra. Honestly, he's not looking for that bad of a deal. Although a 77, he's not going to get much better at this point. Oof. Yeah, and we lost the first Hyde versus Hyde matchup. Got to be honest with Jalen, like he's a good filler player, but do I want to pay him $3 million as a 77 overall? Not really. And we kind of screwed up his development by going after John Johnson. Knowing that that's what Jalen Petra wants, I'm not digging it. I'm not really digging it. Like, apparently it is the expected value for somebody, but might mean we're weaker at safety by not bringing him back. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I'm genuinely not sure what I want to do with him. Genuinely not sure. Alright. New profile again. Same old dealio in terms of earning points. Hope that works. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do at safety next year. Because I do think we're going to move on from John Johnson at the draft. I am a little bit worried about our funds again, though. Like, I get that we've had some road games in a row, so that hasn't helped. But still a little bit scary that these player bonuses have kind of hurt us as much as they have. Because they have been pretty rough. And we're not earning money nearly as fast as we need to. We seem to earn money faster in the off-season, which is weird, but... well, not really weird if you think about it, I guess. God, having A.J. Terrell on the team doesn't really feel like it's done much either. Let's keep simming, Tennessee. Never mind, this is that first battle of Hyde versus Hyde. I'd love to jump into it to give a damn, but I can't be bothered to care about this team when they're 2-6. We win 35-30. Up to 3-6 on the year. We do have a weekly player. It's Devlin, 4 passing touchdowns on the day. Beautifully done from one Paulie Devlin, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. And we'll just keep at it. I mean, who knows? Maybe we are another second half of the season team. Maybe it's a sign, too. We have 69 upgrade points as well. Maybe this is the, maybe this is the sign we needed, you know? Maybe it is. Maybe it's all going to work out. Maybe it's all going to be fine. Well, yeah, I mean, sure, you know, we got rid of a bunch of talented players, but we'll be fine without them. We'll be better without them. It makes sense. Makes all the sense in the world. Player upgrades. Player upgrades. Melvin Gordon. Rando veteran. The Rando mentor of the team. We sim this game against the Colts in week number 10. We are 3-6. Make that 4-6. Every time. Why are we so good in the second half of a season? Oh my god. Oh, we get to focus on a couple of players here in terms of scouting. Obviously, there are some linebackers that are projected in the top 5. 95% scouting completion for them, though, so we don't really need to worry about them. Honestly, Matt Stalker at left tackle could be decent to look at. Could look at Morgan Patterson, too, for the hell of it. Not that I want to get rid of Devlin. Could look at those O-linemen and the quarterback. Edge rusher and Alan Farrell, but we just drafted a right side edge. It's apparently a good draft for O-linemen. Apparently a very good draft for offensive linemen. Alabama wide receiver, we gotta always look at that. You know, it was talking about that running back, Isaiah Beckford, before. I think we take a look at him. I think we do. For the hell of it, let's look at him. Let's look at Patterson. And, let's just get that full report now on Juan Gibson, because that guy's an athletic freak. So, that'll be the deal there. The weekly strategy. 6'5", 230-pound California kid with a big arm. You have to. I mean, every fiber of my being does say draft the guy. Of course. Of course, of course. How could it not? So we know Josh Robinson only has star dev now, which is shocking. I genuinely thought he would be at least superstar. But he still looks unbelievable. He really does. I'm not any less hyped about him because of that. I still think he's going to be unbelievable. Jalen Petra gets an upgrade point. Let's go make that deal with Jalen. Protect ourselves by re-signing him in case we do trade John Johnson. And we'll do that before upgrading him, because he might ask for more. So yeah, we'll give him the market value. There we go. So Jalen's back. Those owner funds, man, here's the problem. Like, that offseason where we accidentally spent a shitload of money, essentially, by not expecting that many people to accept our deals, has totally come back to haunt us, because the guys that we brought in, it hasn't worked. And since this is an online mode, I cannot add more money to the team like you can in an offline mode. I remembered now what the money thing was and the difference between online and offline. So is there a chance we could bankrupt this team? Yeah. Yeah, there is. Isn't there? So I don't know how much money we're going to spend in free agency. That has nothing to do with the clear... Well, actually, I guess it does technically have issue to do with clear cap, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We'll see what happens. We're not dead in the water yet. But we're going to have to play it safe, because we spent money in free agency and it did not work. We play the Cardinals. All of a sudden, we go from 1-5 to 5-6. We're going to make the playoffs, aren't we?